Today, this is episode 62 on my podcast. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I had a fantastic weekend. I got to see Fremantle beat Bulldogs over the weekend. Port had a good win over the weekend against St Kilda at home. Sadly, Sam Powell-Pepper is out for the season. I like him as a player as well. Let's talk about the waffle as well. Cleal had a bye last weekend, so they're still sitting second on the ladder. 3 games to 1. East Perth 3-1 as well. South Fremantle 3-1, third on the ladder, and West Coast in the waffle team 1-3 on the bottom of the ladder. And then let's talk about the Freo Bulldogs game. We had Josh Tracy with 3 goals and 5 consecutive marks. Bangers had 3 goals and 22 disposals and 6 marks. And these are the 2 players that had really good games. So we had Nat Fife and Caleb Sarong with 37 disposables each. They both had 18 and 20 concession and then we had Fife with 10 scoring involvements, 7 clearances, 7 inside 50s, 4 tackles, 3 marks and 1 goal. For Caleb, he had 17 disposables, 8 scoring involvements, 4 tackles and 2 marks. Caleb could be a Brownlow medal contender now, so all the other players that can't get it now, they can't get it anymore, so that's that. And then the Rogers Waffle Peel Thunder Rogers Girls second last on the ladder. They've lost. They're second last on the ladder under East Perth. That's the Waffle W Rogers. So West Perth are undefeated with 8-0. And then I told about that one. And then I'll tell you who else won the games for this week, last week, and it just went past. So we're waiting on the result for the Aaliyah, if he's okay to play. So we know who won the Anzac Day. We know who won so we had what was it, Thursday night, Giants won over the Brisbane Lions by 54 points by lot. I've already told you that Port won by 10 points over St Kilda. And then Adelaide smashed North Melbourne. Roy Sloane just announced his retirement for the AFL. And then Geelong smashed Carlton. They could be a biggest threat for the competition now, Geelong now. They're 7-0, win by 13 points against Carlton at the MCG. Then Fremantle, we won it over here in Perth against the Bulldogs. We finally got revenge now by 24 points. And then, sadly, Gold Coast won and smashed West Coast again by 37 points, 112-75. And then I got to see a bit of the game, of the highlight of this. Sydney and Hawthorn. Buddy Franklin got to do a lap of honour for the game as well, because he played two. He's played two teams for this one. He's won 2 premierships for Hawthorn. and I think he won one premiership for Sydney. So Sydney won by 76 points. They're looking good as well. So the ladder is, we've got Geelong undefeated, Sydney second, Giants are third, Melbourne are fourth, Port are fifth, Carlton is sixth, seventh Bombers, and we're just snuck into eighth on the ladder. And then you got, out of the eight, you got Gold Coast Suns, Collingwood, Bulldogs, Adelaide, Brisbane, St Kilda, West Coast, Richmond, Hawthorn and North Melbourne. And then for round 8, we've got, starting off this Thursday night, is a showdown between Adelaide Crows and Port. That's going to be a good contest between those two clubs. Roy Sloane can't play this weekend because he's retired now, officially, and mentally because of the injury. Port are favourites over Adelaide now. So let's hopefully Power can win over Adelaide Crows on Thursday night. Their favourites $1.81 to $2.04 on Thursday night at 5:30. And then we've got Carlton and Collingwood. These two clubs are rivalries. Once again, Carlton just come off a loss. Collingwood just come off a draw. So that's going to be a good contest to see who's really good. That's at the MCG. Carlton are favourites as well. Sydney are playing Giants on Saturday morning in Sydney. That's on Sunday morning. St Kilda playing North Melbourne. Both of them just come off a loss. So that's going to be a good one to watch. That's at Marvel. And then we've got Melbourne and Geelong. These two clubs pretty much real good as well. That's at MCG. Then we go straight to Optus Stadium to see the Eagles lose again against the Bombers. These two clubs have won and lost a couple of times here. So previously these two clubs, they don't know who's won last time they won. So I'm hoping Bombers can win that one. And then Sunday morning, Richmond and Fremantle. Fremantle just come off a win. Richmond just come off a loss. So, it's clearly we're favourites as well. We should have 2 more extra players coming back for that game this week. We should have Amos and Switter back for that week, hopefully. And hopefully we should have a full squad before the Collingwood game here at Optus Stadium. And then after that we've got Bulldogs versus Hawthorn at Marvel. Hawthorn just come off a loss. Bulldogs just come off a loss. So that's at Marvel. So I don't know, it could go both ways. And then we've got Sunday, in the afternoon, we've got Brisbane versus Gold Coast. Gold Coast just come off a win, a big, huge win, and Brisbane just come off a loss. So, and Brisbane and Gold Coast are looking really, really strong. So I'm going for Gold Coast to win that one, clearly because they're not favourites as well. But Brisbane are not doing that great this year. So that's the round for the first weekend of May. That all starts on Thursday night for the showdown. And let's bring on the MCG on Sunday against the Tigers. And Western Force men lost over the weekend. They had a very shitty game. It was 6-7. We only scored 6 and they only scored 7. That was against Highlanders, I think it was. We've only got 4 more games left at home, and then we're pretty much out of the finals. Glory can't make finals. Their season's completely done. West Coast Fever girls are undefeated. The Rockingham Flame girls are undefeated. And yeah, but the men are not undefeated for the Rockingham Flames because they've lost one or two games this season. And yeah, so let's bring on this Sunday and let's hopefully we can beat the Tigers and go 2 from 2 this weekend. And then we can, and then next week's going to be a tough one against Sydney Swans. Joel Hammond's been playing in the VFL, so he hasn't been playing in the AFL lately. And yeah, let's hopefully we don't see him next weekend on Friday night against the Swans. And yeah, let's go Power, let's go Fremantle, and let's bring on this weekend because it's going to be a cracking of a weekend. Well, thank you very much for listening, and stay tuned, and I will have a special guest on Wednesday. You'll find out on Wednesday afternoon who it is, and if you're not doing anything on Wednesday, you can watch it as well live. You'll see who I'll have on Wednesday. So enjoy rest of your Monday. Enjoy the weather, and let's go Freo!